We bring in our panel to talk all about Marvell Technologies. Wang, CEO, Constellation Research, and author of Everybody Wants to Rule the World. WIlliam Kerwin also joining us, Senior Equity Analyst Technology at Morningstar. Thank you both for being with us. Ray, I'll start with you. Quick thought here on Marvell. Winner or loser in your book?
Well, I think it's in recovery. That's the best way to put it. I mean, here's an opportunity. If you look at it year to date, it's down 43%. It's down year over year 15%, hasn't caught up. So if you're betting on data center growth and AI, you're hoping that it's coming back. And so I think it's a company in recovery. And I think really the big piece here really is around looking at the data center in terms of custom AI, next gen switches, what they're doing for the hyperscalers. And I think there's some new technologies out there that are going to help them, from their 800 gig PAM to their 400ZR data center interconnect. But there's a lot going on. And if you're betting on data center growth, and you saw what happened in the Middle East, you got to give Marvell a shot here. And you're going to see the fact that $5 trillion of foreign direct investment into the US for AI, $1 trillion that's going to definitely go into data centers. And of course, $2 trillion going in from private sector. So there's a lot of activity in this AI boom.
And Marvell designs data center chips for AWS and other hyperscalers. I mean, definitely the red hot data center segment is in focus here. WIlliam, your thoughts?
Yeah, we agree. We think Marvell is a long-term winner in the data center and AI infrastructure, both with its custom ASICs or XPUs, if you want to call them, and its optical connectivity chips. You know, there's been some debate over the past 6 months about potential share loss with a customer like AWS or a customer like Microsoft. We don't see that going on. We think this is a dynamic of multi-sourcing over the long term, and we think Marvell's business here is quite sound. So we expect strong growth this quarter and into the long term for that data center segment.
I mean, some of the analysts, they expect data center revenue to grow 76% over the previous year. Other combined segments growing 28%. Some weak comparisons from the year before. I mean, some of the growth numbers for NVIDIA, for example, and I'm not saying they're the same company, but you know, when you see 60 or 70% growth, you know that you're probably in the right area. But many of these AI names have come under pressure and been on the downwind, let's say, for 2025, Ray.
You're definitely right. I mean, there's tailwinds, there's winners and losers, right? You're betting on NVIDIA, you're betting on Marvell, you're betting on AMD on the back end of what NVIDIA is going to be able to deliver, and you're betting on Dell in terms of ability to do that distribution. But there are winners and losers just even in the AI segment. Some folks are doing much better than others. There is a big shift, right? We're going to see the shift as we go from the infrastructure layer past the networking layer to what's going to happen on the agentic AI layer, which is really going to be apps, right? So you can see companies like ServiceNow in the mix, Salesforce in the mix. What's Microsoft doing in that space on agentic? You're going to see other companies that are going to evolve, like Oracle, that actually have agentic AI and Workday. And so all companies are coming in now on the application level. That's where the excitement's going to be, and that's where the growth is. But you can't do it without having enough data centers, enough power. And so I think construction on the back end, that infra is still going to be pretty strong. And I agree, it's a long-term, it's definitely a long-term play, and only a few players can deliver.
Look, it's under $65 today, WIlliam. You have a $90 fair value target, right? 4-star rating on this name. This is what, a 12-month target, 12 to 18 months? What's the catalyst to get it up to higher levels, like closer to 90?
It's a long-term target, so it reflects our opinion of the intrinsic valuation of the stock. But ultimately, I think positive news, positive commentary about that custom chip business is what has to be the catalyst here. We think that's the key debate surrounding the stock, the reason why it has sold off so much year to date. So if you hear positive commentary from Matt Murphy, CEO, tonight about that business longer term, that would be positive. But especially we're looking at a June custom ASIC webinar that the company is holding, where we think they can reaffirm some long-term targets and assuage investors that this business is not going away anytime soon.
Yeah. What do you think here, Ray, when you widen it out and you think about the other competitors in the space? You know, we were talking about NVIDIA lifting all boats related to AI. Maybe not all. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Well, when you look at other competitors, right, Broadcom is the one that a lot of people compare with. But when you look at Broadcom, they've got a different business, right? They've got the chip side of the business that looks just like Marvell, but they also have a hostage-taking side of the business, which is really what they're doing with enterprise software and VMware, where they put ridiculous maintenance contracts on customers and charge them like almost usury rates for maintenance. And that part of the business is growing just as fast. right? If you look at Micron, that's a different game in terms of where they're placing their chips. And of course, if you think about what's happening in on the AMD side, it's different. These are different games, right? So everybody's gotten really good at specializing, whether it's memory, whether it's going to be custom chip design, whether it's going to be specific industries. And I think the data center side of the business looks really good, even though 6 of the Mag 7 are buying from one. And I think that's really what everything looks like, and then everything's filtering from there. So that's the effect that you have to watch for is really, do orders go down from Amazon or Microsoft or Google? And if so, what are they ordering instead? Or did they build their own chips and are using custom chips as a replacement? And where does Marvell fit in that conversation?
Do you have 4-star ratings, William, on some other names that are similar or in the telc realm here that you could mention quickly?
Not necessarily. Another name that is tangentially related to AI that we like is Monolithic Power. I think it's a name I've spoken about on this program before. It's more power management for those data centers, and we think that's attractively valued right now as well.
Okay, Ray Wang, William Kerwin, thank you both so very much. Good luck there at Marvell. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you.